Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the Smart Whirlpool Top Load Washer, featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
This is the story of a DNA experiment gone mostly wrong.
BJ and Migs. Mornings.
Consider this.
This happy couple, for instance, have a real problem.
How could you?
Remain calm.
Out of sight.
Be ready for anything.
The pros and cons.
Do not cross the streams.
This is BJ and Migs. Mornings on The Rock. 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, whether you like it or not, it's holiday time, which means,
I hate it. Oh, yeah. Wow. I'm kidding. I love
holidays. You decorate the house like you hate it.
Right? I'll let everybody know I'm having a terrible time with this awesome holiday.
Yeah, and look, for some people, they really do hate it.
True.
And there's a big reason. I mean, could it be the lights? Could it be the hustle and the bustle, the crowded malls, people in parking lots trying to find spaces? There's a lot of reasons. But a psychologist in Pennsylvania just did some research and said, okay, actually, it's the holiday music, baby. Holiday music can stress you out.
No, I just hate it.
Okay.
Holiday music?
Yeah.
Look, I mean, there's some that are okay. You know what it is that the ones that are okay sound like, I'm like, this song is awesome because it's surrounded by trash.
You're not wrong at all.
Most holiday music, I love being festive, but a lot of these damn Christmas songs are just bad.
Or it's the same 7 songs played in just multiple different ways.
Different versions of the same song.
Come on, Michael Bublé, pick it up a little bit.
So I can tolerate Bublé, man. At least.
Yeah, but he's the kind of guy that's going to do the standards. He's just going to do what the old Rat Packers used to do.
He's a wannabe Frank Sinatra. I know it's a hot take.
Ooh, I know, hard to believe. And look, I mean, the Josh Groban is the same way.
Yeah,
you got all those guys. Michael Bolton was doing that stuff.
See, it's the ones that are just so slow. Like, I don't mind the upbeat Christmas music. Yesterday, actually, I was sitting in the studio and we played the Hanukkah song by Adam Sandler on the station, and I was like, it put me in such a good mood of just like, oh, it's fun, it's upbeat. Whereas, but if I hear the the
weather outside. Oh God!
Oh God! Wow, that's Dino, man. You cannot say things about Dino,
dude. When Let It Snow, I'm like, let it know.
Let it know.
Yeah. Wow.
Weather outside is right.
All right. Well, none of this is none of these reasons that you three have, I should say, really are what the psychologist came up with as to why Christmas music stresses us out.
Wait, someone actually did a thing on this?
Well, that's why I'm reading the story, yes.
I get that. I'm just kind of blown away that a psychologist spent some time to figure out why we don't like Christmas songs.
Are you kidding me? This is one of the most worthwhile researches that have ever been done, in my opinion. Well, it's interesting. I mean, it just goes to show me that I'm opposite man, because I'm miserable most of the year, and I am not miserable at Christmas. And the reasons he says that Christmas music stresses people out, it has the opposite effect on me. It's pretty wild. I mean, so here's what he's saying. He's saying that that these songs that you hear will bring up bad memories or experiences, especially from childhood. It's also mentally draining when you play this music nonstop.
I'm with you on the second. The first one, I mean, I feel like that could be like, I mean, that's just case by case. I mean, that sucks for somebody, but like, I could say like, whatever kind of music, it reminds me of something bad from my childhood. That doesn't seem like a fair assessment of Christmas music.
I wonder, Steve, I don't know who he researched. I don't know how many people he talked to, but yeah, I'm the same way as you. I mean, look, I had moments in childhood that sucked too, but my Christmas, and I had some epic Christmases where there were meltdowns and drama. But man, still the magic came through. There was nothing that could stop the magic. It was still my favorite time of the year. It didn't matter. You got gifts, you got free stuff, you got to ask for things, and nobody could tell you were being selfish. It was pretty awesome.
So then why don't you like this song?
Hey, jingity jing. It's Dominic the donkey.
It's everything you want.
His face did just go very, very stressed.
Well, psychologists have determined that Dominic the donkey makes BJ very sad.
Oh yeah, this is a pile. I mean,
it's Christmas music. You just said it makes you happy and jolly.
It is a pile. I mean, you guys talk about all the other Christmas songs you don't like. This was not his best work.
Hey, jingity jing.
Yeah, not at all. And all the other versions
in the
that were done.
discography of Lou Monte. This is not
his best. Lou Monte had stuff. Okay, Peppino the Italian Mouse was Lou Monte's best work, as opposed to Dominic the Donkey. That's all I would have to say. And you know what? If you're old enough to know who the hell Lou Monte is, or even Peppino, then congratulations, you grew up in an Italian household like I did.
See, this is my favorite time of the year because now I'll just get like a nonstop amount of like tweets and texts from people when this song is playing somewhere. Like, dude, you won't believe it. I was at Walmart and all of a sudden,
hey, jingity jing.
I have to tell you, I mean, I've said it before. I know Lou Monte because we grew up in an Italian household in the '60s, and Peppino. I talk if you do a Google search for Peppino the Italian Mouse. That was what his claim to fame was before Dominic the Donkey, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember ever hearing Dominic, and yet you're right, it's played every year. So I don't know how the hell I love Peppino. I should love Dominic. I don't remember ever hearing it as a kid or even as a young adult.
Why didn't he keep the trend going with like Salvador, the Italian squirrel, or something like that? I don't know.
He may have. And
we just have all these random.
He may have gone to that well, Steve, and eventually it dried up. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a third or fourth, animal-based Lou Monte song somewhere.
It's Gino, the holiday gerbil.
Exactly. It's Seamus, the St. Patrick's Day snake. I mean, he probably did all that.
I was gonna say you need one for every holiday.
Oh, I was thinking Lou Monte's just fully about Italians.
Well, no, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. But it could be like Hootie, the Italian Halloween owl.
Yeah.
See?
Exactly. Okay, there you go.
Make all these happen.
It's
Arnie,
Vito, the Italian Christmas otter.
Yeah, that's it. Well, we already got a donkey. I think he's got Christmas covered. Well, I don't know, the Hanukkah hippo? I'm not sure. He can sing a lot of stuff.
I do have to say, though, I do give credit. I love the Odyssey station that we have for Christmas because it's called Hail Santa on Odyssey.com. And it's all like rocking Christmas songs, which I can get behind.
Yeah. Well, all right then. So how about the Odyssey app actually has a really cool Christmas station, Hail Santa. I love that.
And it's explicit. That's what I love on there. It says anything that has Hail Santa and it's explicit content, it's Christmas songs for people who don't necessarily like the holidays.
All right. If you don't have the Odyssey app, that's AUDACY. Go check it out at all of your app stores because that's where you can get the Hail Santa station.
Well, I mean, I couldn't be more proud. Yesterday, we were like, we like to listen to music when we eat dinner, and my wife's like, let's put some Christmas stuff on. And so I put some down. We know that Tatum's a big fan of Frosty the Snowman right now. We watched it 3 more times yesterday.
Oh, wow.
It's ridiculous.
On repeat, probably, right?
That and Curious George's Christmas special, which was pretty cool. So I was like, all right, I'll put on Frosty the Snowman. So, cause since she likes the movie or the television show, she'll probably want the music. Once the song started playing, she just looks at me and goes, no. And I'm like, proud of you. Because I did not want to listen to Frosty the Snowman while we had dinner.
Oh, really?
She's okay with the show, didn't want the music.
Wow, isn't it amazing? She's already like, okay, it's my way or the highway. Let's go. I love that she's already entering that phase.
Decisive. No.
And then if you think, she's just saying no for the sake of saying no, she will say no until you change the song. And I'm just like, okay, she is hell bent on us not listening to this.
Boy, I congratulate you. You have a great year ahead of you.
Terrible twos, baby. Here it comes.
And then maybe you'll get a little break in the threes. And then Danny said the fours are also a beating.
Yeah.
So good.
I heard it doesn't get better until 29, 30.
Probably true. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I don't
guess
know.
what?
Have you met Sarah?
Yeah, I mean, she's 29, about to be 30, and she's a delight.
I hear 40ish then, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, but by that time, you know what? You don't care. You know what, Steve? You're in the zero F's given department by the time she gets to that, and by the time Sarah hits 40, I will be I'll be in my 70s, and I will probably not care. So congratulations, there you go. Hey, we got a dude that reported a fake robbery to get a buddy out of a speeding ticket. Steve will tell you all about it. He's got the Mix Report for you at 6:20 on The Rock.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the smart Whirlpool top-load washer featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Grandma, we missed you.
Come here, kids. It's so good to see you again. Grandma and I have to catch up. Why don't you play in the other room for a bit?
Okay.
It's good to see you again, Mom. We all missed you.
I'm sorry it took so long. I lost a lot to my gambling problems, but I'm happy to have my life back with you.
We are too, Mom.
If gambling is creating a problem for you, call the Washington State Helpline at 1-800-547-6133 or visit evergreencpg.org.
Everything is better electrified. Like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has the widest range of electrified vehicles on the market, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
99.9 KISW. 50 years of KISW. Brought to you by Palace Law. This is BJ and Migs. Mornings on The Rock. 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Mix Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and thanks to KIOP for giving us the Mix Report today. Maybe you grabbed them leftovers if you have any, BJ, of the pie that you had Thanksgiving, because today is National Pie Day.
Okay, then. Look at these guys. They don't want you to stop eating.
I feel like they got to back that up a little bit closer to Thanksgiving. That way you can enjoy the apple pie leftovers, the pumpkin pie, the Oreo pie, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
All right, you got one pie to eat. What are you going to eat today?
I better say Oreo pie if I want to, pretty much survive the day.
All right, that one doesn't exist. Let's just say your daughter never...
it doesn't exist.
Yeah, what did you...
Because you ate it all already.
Yeah,
it was so good you just ate it all on Thanksgiving.
It just so happened there's a shortage of Oreo pie.
Yeah.
And I can pick any pie at this point, not just Thanksgiving-related pies.
Any pie except for Oreo pie. We're not allowing you to go with that one, even though we know that's your go-to.
Well, then, oh, boy. It's a tough one for me because, I love the key lime.
I was about to say, I thought it was an easy one for you.
Yeah, but, every once in a while, there's other stuff that shows up, like a banana cream pie shows up or a coconut cream pie there's a lot of good pie out there.
Is cheesecake a cake or a pie?
I think it's a cake. I think it's just its own
or is it
thing.
just its own thing?
Yeah, we'll just call it its own thing.
Okay.
Because it looks like a pie because it has a crust.
Yeah.
And it's open faced.
Yeah, right.
So a cake is frosted.
Get ready for all the texts.
I know.
Yeah.
I lean more towards it being a cake because it's in its name. But some people will argue that it's a pie.
Yeah, I don't know why they call it a cake because it doesn't, I don't understand that because it's served on a crust.
Yeah, there's no flour or anything involved in making it.
I
mean, it looks like a pie, talks like a pie.
Talks like a pie. I say call it a pie.
I'll go with a pudding pie. Ooh. A, it's easy to make, and B, it's delicious.
Yeah, I haven't had one of those, I think, since you made it, right?
Yeah.
That's
all I can do.
That's kind of what the Oreo cookie pie is.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good pudding pie.
Or I could just throw a wrench in the pan and go with spaghetti pie. Ooh. Or pizza pie.
Spaghetti pie.
Or pizza pie.
Pizza pie. See, I was going to go with turkey pot pie.
Ooh.
My wife made you, Mr. Savory.
One.
Thinking out of the box here.
What about you, Danny, then?
I'll probably go with the pumpkin cream cheese pie.
Pumpkin cream cheese pie.
Yeah.
It's not a bad call.
Oh.
You got the cream cheese on top, and then you throw all the whipped cream, and so you kind of get the best of both worlds.
I mean, since we're talking food, a quick shout out to IHOP. They have the pumpkin spice pancakes.
Are they delicious or what?
What, really?
I didn't get them. My buddy did, Austin, and I had a bite of them, and they were amazing. It made me regret not getting, because at first I was making fun of him because I got like some cranberry crazy pancake, and I'm like, mine is so much more superior looking than yours. And then we each tried each other's, and I'm like, but yours tastes so much better than mine.
That's funny.
That's why I got mine as a dessert, because if you remember, I went and I got that their whatever that special mac and cheese thing that they do at IHOP, and I got the pumpkin spice cheese as a dessert. I was like, can I have a pumpkin pancake for dessert?
It's good, man.
It is wicked good.
Someone said pecan pie is king.
I can't argue with that, though. Some people find that too sweet. So I had some friends that made it with walnuts that actually made it less sweet and still as tasty. It was actually, I was very surprised, but the walnuts aren't as sweet as the pecans, but all the other stuff you throw in there makes it still pecan sweet.
I never really have ever said something is too sweet. I'm a fan of anything. I don't care if it's super sweet. I'm still a fan of it.
Yeah, the pecan pie, it depends. For some people, they're like, okay, this is way over the top. I can't have too much of this.
All right, let's head on over to West Virginia with a man by the name of Matthew, and he's in a lot of trouble for falsely reporting an emergency. So what happened, he was in the backseat of a car that was pulled over for speeding. His buddy was driving, and he's like, oh, crap, my buddy's going to get in trouble. Also, his buddy was being given a field sobriety test. I've got to imagine that maybe he wasn't sober. Nope. So what does Matthew decide to do? He calls 911 to let the dispatcher know that there's a giant robbery that's happening. Two guys have pulled out guns, and they're robbing somebody at gunpoint, and they should send some cops. I think his hope was they would just ignore them for speeding and be like, we got to handle this robbery.
Boy, there's a wingman for you right there.
Right? Well, they, I guess, got off the phone with the guy, but then realized that something odd was going on with this. And so they called the guy back, and his phone was ringing, and that's when the cops realized, wait a minute, you're the one who called the 911 about the robbery, and they busted him for doing it because they called him back and his phone was ringing.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, now he's in trouble. His friend's in trouble. Everybody's in trouble because they're idiots.
Yeah, there you go.
But not in as much trouble as this man, a man in Maryland. He's 36 years old. And, he went to a grocery store to pick up two medications. One was for insomnia, and the other was for erectile dysfunction.
Oh, boy.
I can't sleep, and I can't get things going.
Yeah.
So he was there to pay. He got his pills, and then he found out that his insurance would not cover the erectile dysfunction medication.
Oh, boy.
So without the discount that he was hoping to get, his bill was $369.
Nice.
Not nice. That's too expensive.
That's way expensive. Should have just went and got the Black Mamba at the gas station.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, anyways, he did what anyone would do when they can't afford to buy those things. He stole them.
Oh, there's a solution.
So he grabbed the pills out of the pharmacist's hand, and then he just ran off with, he abandoned his shopping cart that had all of his groceries in it, left the store. They were able to catch him. Originally, the cops were trying to catch him by calling him. He hung up on them 2 times. So they sent him a text to say, hey, the store is trying to be nice about it. All you have to do is just bring back the medication, and you won't be arrested. Still didn't do that, so, they arrested him. I have a feeling, though, if he brought it back, he would have still been arrested. I think that was just them trying to get him to go there.
Yeah, you know what, though? That only works once, and then you can never do that. You know what I mean? I feel like they would have let him go, because otherwise who's going to fall for that ploy?
Well, he's now facing $500 in fine and also up to 6 months in prison. So for stealing those boner pills, he could face some hard time.
I see what you did there. Well, the good news is he can go, look, guys, I can't perform. I mean, remember, that's why I'm here, because I needed pills. So maybe he can get out of, whatever fun activities they might have for him in prison.
Is that how it works?
I know. Well, you need every excuse you can.
You don't necessarily have to have you being able to perform for them to perform on you.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Oh, boy. I wish they sold pills to get me out of that.
All right. Tonight on the ice, our Seattle Kraken, they're in Detroit taking on the Detroit Red Wings. That should be a fun one. Detroit's been playing very well, so another challenge for the Seattle Kraken, but they've been stepping it up and doing really well in the last few games, so that's pretty awesome. And also I wanted to share this because it just made its way on the internet. When we were watching the game on Root Sports, we didn't catch this, but I guess on MSG, which is the network that covers the Buffalo Sabres, this was caught on tape or caught live while the game was going on. So they were doing their broadcast for the Sabres as the Kraken were playing them. And at one point, Brandon Tanev was getting in the middle of an argument with a member of the Sabres by the name of Jeff Skinner. And during their argument, you could hear on television Brandon Tanev say, "Skinner, you effing suck. How the F did you get that deal?" Meaning the contract that he got.
Oh, wow.
Because Jeff Skinner has a 8-year, $72 million deal that the funny part is after this audio came out, a lot of the Buffalo Sabres fans are like, yeah, screw Tanev, but he's not wrong. Wow. How did he get that deal? Well, we have the audio, but now that you have it in your head, I think you can hear Brandon Tanev say it. And really the best part is the reaction that the announcers had after that was picked up on camera.
No, they will be able to because Tanev fired that one out of play. Oh, the boys are having a little Tate down there, right?
Yeah.
Marty.
Who's Marty?
Marty!
Let's go back
to the future. Yeah.
Can we go back in the past and turn the microphones off, Marty?
Marty, get the puck capacitor.
Oh, these boys are having fun. Marty!
Yeah. I don't know. But they sound really, compared to our dudes,
they sound like they're asleep.
They're so God, old. Yeah. I mean,
there's nobody at the game. I don't know if you watched the game, but there's like
Oh, really? Buffalo's no one showing up? Oh,
there are a lot of empty seats, let's just say.
Wow. I know they've
I've
been
had
bad
beer league games that I feel like had more people show up.
That is unbelievable because Buffalo has been a great hockey town for a long time, but then again, the Sabres have been bad for a long time.
I think it get to that point where you're like, it's kind of like, the Mariners. For the longest time, back when it was Safeco Field and it first opened up, everybody was there, it was packed, and then eventually you get sick of going to watch a team lose. But that's going to turn around this year because lots of cool stuff. It's been officially announced that the Mariners have agreed to terms with the American League Cy Young Award winner, Robbie Ray. So he's now an official member of the Seattle Mariners. And like we mentioned also before, Adam Frazier's a part of the team. He was an all-star last year. They just re-signed one of the pitchers with Andres Munoz to an extension, which is a good thing. Now there's rumors that they're looking at maybe getting Chris Bryant and Trevor Story. These are two decent hitters that the Mariners are making a pitch for, I guess, or trying to get. Who knows if that's going to happen. But we'll talk with Ryan Rowland-Smith, who's an analyst for Root Sports, former Mariners pitcher. He'll be joining us at 9:15 this morning to talk about all the good stuff that's happening with the Mariners. But to get back to Robbie Ray, the Cy Young Award pitcher that now is a member of the Seattle Mariners, I love what he had to say when he was asked about coming to Seattle. He's like, can't wait to get started here in Seattle. I'm here to win. There's something special going on here with a team coming up a 90-win season. I'm excited to be a part of it. I want to be a part of that team that brings a championship to the city. Seeing the stadium packed at the end of the season last year and the support from their fan base, I could not be more excited to be a Seattle Mariner.
Yeah. Boy, you couldn't have said, that is, when you got a dude that wants to come and bring a championship, there is a lot to be said for that. That is why Curt Schilling went to Boston. He had already won a championship with the Diamondbacks, but he was motivated to bring a championship with that drought, and we are the team with the drought. We've never been.
Yeah.
So that is a cool thing for a player to go, man, what if I'm the guy that's on the team that gets that done? I can see that motivation.
Yeah, I don't know if he took a class on how to win over a new fan base 101 or something like that, but man, he nailed it with that statement. I'm all in on him.
Wow. Man, it's exciting. It's very, very exciting because the Mariners are doing stuff. And Ryan Rowland-Smith, like you said later on this morning, will tell us, how cool this really is because he knows baseball. I don't know anything.
One person who won't probably be doing stuff with us is James Paxton. Apparently, he's going to be going over to Boston. That's the rumor right now.
Oh, I have not seen that. He's made a deal with the Red Sox?
I don't know if it's official just yet, but I saw that this morning and someone just texted me in as well.
Whoa, let me just, wow, that you have told me something I don't know.
Well, that's right. I break news.
Wow, you
at least on our show.
Yeah, wow.
It looks like a 1 year, $10 million contract.
Wow. You know what? Even the Red Sox app does not have that yet. The one that at least I have. Wow. Okay, that's super breaking news.
I don't know if it's confirmed though. That's at least what the talk is.
And he's still coming off what
Tommy John surgery.
Which means, he may not be ready until mid-season.
He should be back pitching in 2022. So yeah, I don't know if it's mid-season or
wow.
what.
Okay, that's a hell of an aggressive timetable. Some guys need 18 months for that, but all right.
Look, I'm just basing this on what this guy from ESPN tweeted out about 8 hours ago, Jeff Passan. So, really, if it goes wrong, don't blame me, blame him. If it goes right, just say I broke the news.
Yeah, if it goes wrong.
Well, it's still, it's a bummer. You kind of hope that, Big Maple would have pitched with the Mariners, but if you had to trade and go, okay, listen, we're going to get rid of Big Maple, but we're going to pick up Robbie Ray, no one's going to argue with that.
If you did, you're dumb.
Yeah, no one's going to argue with that.
All right, as far as weather, 57 degrees, going to rain today. Thanks to Powell's Law for giving us the Mix Report, and that's what's up.
I have a question, though.
Yes,
Big Maple needed to see a psychologist to pitch in New York because it was tough for him.
Oh, yeah. Boston's a lot nicer, I hear.
Yeah, really, if there's one place worse than New York to try to play baseball with, crazy fans, it's Boston. Okay, Maple. And also with the Red Sox, what are you thinking? This guy... all right. All right. You know what? Money's money, though. $10 million. Who can turn that down?
That fixes the mentals.
Yeah, it surely does.
And Tommy John surgery.
You're absolutely right. You know what? I'm willing to sacrifice my mental health for a year for $10 million. All right, I'll do it.
Yeah, but I got to imagine, is he going into this with higher expectations? Because I feel like when he went to the Yankees, there was some expectations that he was going to be a guy for them because he was coming off some good stuff here in Seattle.
Yeah, but the Red Sox fans, even if there's no expectations, once you start stinking, they get in your face. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter who you are, even if you had no expectation. If you start stinking consistently, they get after you. The media, the fans. And if you're a person that doesn't want to hear booze or doesn't want to, read the paper all the time and see all the internet stuff, that's a tough town. I hope he does well. Plus, he's a lefty. I don't know, man. That's never been considered a park that's been great for left-handed pitchers either. So there's a lot of weirdness with this move, but $10 million will fix it.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at some of the trending stuff on a lot of people in the world, in Boston sports fans. Not super excited about this. Red Sox boneheaded move. Okay, so it's already starting.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is? $10 million, I know it's a lot of money to all of us.
Nothing in baseball.
It really is. There are teams that will spend between, $5 and $10 million on a 1-year contract, which, now it's not the money. It is the length of contract that people will say is the great deal. So as far as anybody's concerned, the Red Sox made a great deal because if he can go out there and give them, a halfway decent season, they only did a year. And if he stinks, well, he's done. They're not held, whereas if Robbie Ray comes in here and, Robinson Cano, where Robinson did not do very well for us, we were on the hook for him for a long time. So sometimes it's a shorter contract that actually is the big win as opposed to how much you're paying a guy. So
yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah. We'll see how it works out.
Imagine like, hey, Danny, we're not too sure on you. We'll give you a year, but we'll throw you $10 million. If it fails, it fails. That's whatever.
Let me think about it.
I would love that problem in life.
You're absolutely right, Steve. And, and baseball still guarantees it, whereas with football, you get contracts and, not all those years, even though it seems flashy, they're not all guaranteed. In baseball, they got to pay you every dime.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, that's the sport you really want to play because you get your guaranteed money.
I'd love to go home and be like, babe, good news and bad news. The bad news is I just got cut by the Red Sox. The good news is we have $10 million and I didn't really do anything for it.
Really? I know. I mean, it is. You're absolutely right. Man, we are in the wrong business. I should have been athletic.
Right, because you made that. There was a fork in the road where you could have become a pro baseball player or a radio personality, and you picked
You know my origin story. You know how it happened.
Same with me. I was like, I'm going to be Aquaman. And I was like, let me do this radio thing.
Well, with your internet net worth, BJ, maybe you're just moonlighting as a baseball player.
Good point.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You have $2 million more than him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Hey, Big Maple, I got a net worth of $12 million. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
Molly Ringwald played Andy in what mid-'80s movie?
16 Candles?
No.
Oh, crap. What's the other one? Say Anything?
No.
Breakfast Club?
No.
Wow.
Pretty in Pink.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a shocker. I mean, granted, it's not your time, really, but still a shocker.
Yeah, no, but that was I knew that was the other one of her movies, but I just couldn't think of it at the time, man.
Yeah.
Cut me some slack.
Sorry about that, buddy. Yesterday, that's what happened to Steve. Pretty in Pink was the answer he didn't get, but today is a new day, which means you have a shot at beating Steve right now. 206-421-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs. We're going to do that at 6:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. Can I leave things off of a bankruptcy, like my car?
You have to list all of your assets and creditors when you file bankruptcy. So you would have to tell the court and the trustee that you have the car or that you have a car loan. You could say that I want to keep my car and continue to make my payments on the car. But the court will need to know that you have a car and that you may have a payment on the car. So by leaving it off the bankruptcy, if you mean that you cannot disclose it to the court, the answer to that is no, you must disclose it. However, that does not mean that you'll lose those assets. You'll be able to keep things like a car and a house in almost all cases, but you must disclose them to the court. But you'll need to continue to make payments on a house or a car that you intend to keep.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the smart Whirlpool top-load washer featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Grandma, we missed you.
Come here, kids. It's so good to see you again. Grandma and I have to catch up. Why don't you play in the other room for a bit?
Okay.
It's good to see you again, Mom. We all missed you.
I'm sorry it took so long. I lost a lot to my gambling problems, but I'm happy to have my life back with you.
We are too, Mom.
If gambling is creating a problem for you, call the Washington State Helpline at 1-800-547-6133 or visit evergreencpg.org.